Welcome to our garden here in Upstate New York, Zone 6A. Today we're gonna have a lot of fun taking plants in our terrace containers and putting them in the ground. We use some perennials, a shrub, and even a tree as the centerpiece of one of our containers. And now that it's fall, we get to put them in the ground. So come on over here, Eric, and we'll look at the first spot we're gonna work on. We have two very established shrubs, a brandywine viburnum, which has those characteristic pink and blue berries, and a light o'day hydrangea. And yes, go ahead, Eric, tell them.
I can't believe we're removing a hydrangea from the garden.
It just has not flowered for us. It's been in the garden for 4 years.
At least. I think we planted it back in 2019.
Yeah, it's been there for quite a while. Also, it's the early fall, so pardon some shadows today. But it's got beautiful foliage. The flowers do not happen for us. And this brandywine viburnum has been pruned pretty hard. We don't think it gets enough sun in this location, so it's been flopping terribly, and we're gonna be giving it to our neighbor that's doing a privacy screen, and this is a perfect plant for that. And oh my gosh, the fall color on this, I will miss that one.
I will too. I think it's a gorgeous shrub. We just don't have it in the right spot.
But you know, it's great. Since we love that fall dark color, the plant we're putting here is gonna be perfect.
Yes, because it'll have that color all year long.
And then we're going to be not just putting the tree here, we also have, like I said, the perennial and a shrub that are also going in the garden. So lots of fun stuff going on today.
So step number one of this garden transplant transformation today is going to be to remove these shrubs. Now these are pretty established, Christopher, because these got planted back in, I think we said 2019, right?
Yeah, these have been in for quite a while. And I bet you this brandywine was probably an end of season clearance shrub when we used to love hitting the big box stores this time of the year.
I mean, we still love hitting all garden centers this time of year for clearance shrubs. As you can see, I tried to stake it up, and once the stake wasn't working, I went ahead and I just started chopping the branches that were it was flopping all the way over to the grass.
Yeah, I don't know. It was, it actually looked like it was reaching for the sun. So that's why we know it really needs to get somewhere where it's gonna be happier in its spot.
Love these Jardin stakes. They're so pretty.
Do you want to hand that to me?
Sure.
Just don't javelin it at me.
I don't. Do you think I should cut it back?
Well,
it blooms on old wood. So if we cut it back before we give it to our neighbors, they really won't get flowers next year, but...
Why don't you see what happens when you get in there with the root slayer? And if it needs to be cut back, it gets cut back. If not, if not.
Okay. So, Christopher, can you see in here the situation?
It's kind of, there's a lot of lime ricky in the way.
There's a lot of lime ricky in the way, but
let's see if I can reach. I can't see, but the camera can.
There's also our metal edging that separates our garden bed from our drip line around the house. I have a feeling these roots are pretty well established. Can I get that stake back so I can use it as a prop to hold back lime ricky, please?
Sure.
I love this lime ricky hydrangea.
The lime ricky is great. We actually do have that on a support. Otherwise, it would probably be flat in the ground right now.
And I guess we could, in theory, leave brandywine here and do like a whole plant support system on it, but really, we want to put the Pung Kil Japanese Maple in.
We really want to put the Japanese maple here.
Oh, geez, Louise. All right, I might need you to hold this shrub back.
I cannot believe how leaned over this was. Wow. But the base is not as big as I thought it was, so that's good.
I've been pruning at it left and right. Literally left and right.
Yep, from the left and
north
right.
and south.
Wow, look at the size of this light o'day hydrangea. I think there were 2 or 3 plants in that original container.
I do too. And look, there's all next year's buds.
There they are.
But they're not going to make it through our winter.
Nope.
And we even covered it last winter, you might remember. Still didn't flower for us. So, Lido, goodbye.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's get this heavy tree into this lovely gorilla cart.
Yeah, just move that cart a little closer, as close as you can.
Let's see, without squishing anything too badly, because those wee bit innocents we don't want to squish.
Oh, there we go.
This
So
is
next
good.
step, yeah, is to get this light o' day hydrangea out, which should be easy. Hydrangeas are shallow rooted. Yeah. I'm wondering if it doesn't get enough sun and that's why it doesn't flowers. Well, I don't know.
I don't think it's remontant at all. I think it's a one-time bloomer.
Yeah, it's definitely not. I mean, I remember contacting the company, First Editions, and they said, oh yeah, it's a rebloomer. It's definitely not a rebloomer. I can tell you that. Because we've never once had a flower on it except the year that we planted it.
I remember seeing this on Cape Cod last year, and it's a big, beautiful shrub. So in the right zone, wonderful.
I also feel like while we're here, we might want to consider transplanting this.
Yeah, this dwarf Hinoki Cypress, which is so healthy and happy, it does get swallowed up by the willow. Maybe we should put that closer to the lime Ricky.
Yeah, I think so. Like maybe put it here-ish.
Yeah.
As a evergreen, and maybe put the Pung Kil kind of here.
Right.
We'd have a big gap right there for something shady. Now these I definitely don't want to step on.
Yeah, these wee whites have, not wee whites, wee bit innocent hydrangea. There are actually some new blooms coming, Eric. It's, what do we call this, mildly remontant?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely more remontant than light o' day.
Right, we still get color on this even though it's not even technically supposed to be a rebloomer.
I mean, I wouldn't brag about it yet.
No.
All right, we have the space cleared. We have it pretty tidied up. And now what we have to do is go to the terrace, grab it, like it's gonna be so easy. Get the Pung Kil Japanese Maple, bring it back here and place it, then decide if we want to transplant this Hinoki Cypress. Now, this is not the best time of year to transplant a Hinoki Cypress.
No, we don't want to be doing that with evergreens, anything with a broad leaf. But
that doesn't mean we're not going to do it if we want to do it.
Correct. It just means we're going to baby it, make sure it has lots of water going into the season.
Okay.
Well, here we are up on the terrace with the Pung Kil Japanese Maple. Eric, I think this grew quite well.
I think it did too. It liked this part sun spot.
So that's why we know it's going to be perfect over on the east side of the house. Below that are some annuals that are going to be getting tossed. It's really hard this time of year, especially when we have those last sunny days of fall. So the begonia is going to go in the pop-up bag, the super bell, the meteor shower verbena, those are going to be disposed of. I'm going to be saving at least one of this Rex begonia because this can be kept as a house plant and it's got a really cool leaf on it. And then there's 3 echinacea in here that are not looking their best, but we can transplant these into the ground.
Let's do it.
Let's do that. I'm
interested to see the size of this root ball on this Japanese maple.
Yeah, I have a feeling it's going to be something to see.
This is the best those double delight begonias have looked, honestly.
I know, it's so sad to see
Is that
those
the root
go.
ball on those?
A lot of the roots just broke away from it.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
kind of delicate, but that's a gorgeous plant.
Yeah, it's going to be, what, 30 this week at night?
Yeah, we're going to have our first frost, which is right on schedule. We're usually October 4th to the 5th, or 4th to the 8th is our average
Yeah, the second
frost.
week of October is usually our average frost date.
So we're on schedule. It's coming.
What are the stats for the Pung Kil Japanese Maple? I don't remember at all.
Well, I think I'll pop those up on screen. We know Japanese maples, it's so interesting. From area to area, they behave so differently, but I think this is going to fit the space well. This is big, but I actually like the color on that space age, so I'm going to save that begonia. Even though this one has more leaves on it, I'd rather go for a smaller one with healthier, happy leaves. But see how it's like, this is going to be nice to pot?
Very pretty.
That's my plan. This is just a temporary pot because it doesn't have drain holes. But I'm just going to place this in here so it doesn't dry out. And then these Vintage Lipstick Echinacea are going to go in the ground as well.
I think we can put those on the berm.
I think they'd look nice on the berm because that was our goal when we were just starting our new planting up there. It was to find out how we could add more color to the berm. So clearly Vintage Lipstick is a color.
Has some color. Now, I think we should definitely cut the stake off of that before we pull it out.
Oh yeah.
Because that stake, I know, goes all the way to the bottom of that pot. It's nice to be in the shade today.
Yeah, we've reached that point in the season where when you're in the shade, it's gorgeous. And then there's still that hot, hot sun when you're not in it. Okay. Based on how this feels coming out, this is already rooted in. This didn't even need the stake anymore.
Not anymore. It definitely needed it at the beginning, though. Because I feel like it's really thickened up in there, too.
Yeah, the trunk has done a very nice job.
So I'm just working my way around the root ball with this tiny shovel. It is quite rooted in.
It is really rooted in.
I'm using my knees to brace the pot.
You're not just sitting to relax a little bit?
Well, it's a combination. You know, we don't do this often, transplanting giant, well, this isn't a giant tree, but, you know, trees out of containers into the ground. So we definitely wanted to share with you how we do it. Little by little.
Little by little, be gentle with it. Get as much roots as you can manage, I think would probably be the #1 guideline for transplanting a tree from a container. We might need to do a full soil changeover in the springtime.
I'm trying not to, you know, hurt it. All right, there.
Oh my gosh. All right, that was
carry right over. Follow me because I'm not putting it down. We're moving.
I brought a cart over, but I don't think this is going to be a stop. There we go.
Yeah, I'll put it in there. Why not save my back if I can? Whew. That was not as hard as I thought it was going to be. Am I going to make it through?
You're going to make it through. I'm going to hold just in case. Keep going.
God, it's a beautiful day.
Absolutely gorgeous.
80 degrees today, and then it's going to be 40 degrees at night.
Yep.
Now, this garden space is kind of designed to be appreciated from the approach coming this direction. So I'm going to go ahead and place this.
Keeping in mind.
Yeah, we're going to play around. So here are a couple of my concerns before we place it. This dark foliage, I'm concerned, is going to get lost. It's dark and it's thin. So my concern is it getting lost against the dark house.
All right.
So the way we place it is going to be really important to make sure that it has that willow kind of as a background. So I'm thinking further forward than further back, right?
Yeah.
I'm also taking the mature size into consideration. I'm thinking like right here.
Oh, it's not going to get lost against the house at all.
Is that too far forward?
No, I think that's okay.
Like that.
I almost feel like it could be a little further forward.
Can we switch places? What if we move the Hinoki Cypress where the light O'Day was?
Just move put the Hinoki Cypress here.
Yeah.
And I think there's, I'm going to do some lifting on the willow as well to make it I want it to be a little taller so that there's more breathing room below it. So I'm going to keep that in mind. But I do think just moving the Hinoki Cypress over a little could be great. Let me see what this does. Well, that's directly in front of the window, so that kind of defeats that.
Yeah, I mean, eventually it's supposed to get 12 wide, so we want to keep it at least 6 from the window.
I mean, yeah, that's 6 feet away. I don't think it gets lost as much as you might have thought it was. What do you think?
No, it really doesn't, actually.
Should we dig the Hinoki really
Yes.
quick? Let me put this in this hole. And, oh, look at that. It stood right up.
Yeah, I actually like that there.
Let me get the root slayer.
Now this, we really want to get lots of roots on. You know, in the fall, you can treat your garden like your furniture. You just move it where you want it to be.
I like that.
Wow, that was the root ball just not that much?
It's not a strong root ball. What the heck? I would have expected this to be real beefy.
Interesting. Put that where the light of day was.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. It's got multi-trunks.
And we can prune this into whatever shape we want. We can, do all that, but... Oh, look at that.
Isn't it pretty? This has never been staked. It just naturally wants to go up.
Yeah, we just really wanted it to be super whimsy.
I mean, look at this combo.
Yeah, I think this is the right choice.
Eric, while you're doing that, do you want me to go and gather up 4 Lamium?
Oh, that'd be great. As many as you can.
Okay. So I've pulled these down because unfortunately all of these annuals are not going to be surviving past that cold temperature. Now let me find a Lamium. There's one. So pretty. This Lamium's definitely been so buried that it doesn't have much color to it, but very different color or very different texture leaves. One Lamium. 6 Lamium. Bring this in the trowel. Let's give them to Eric. Definitely no secret trick to planting these Lamium.
No. They just go right into the ground. And Christopher will add drip.
Right where you are, you can see there's that piece of brown. I'm just gonna connect that to right underneath the Limelight Prime, and this other line of drip is perfect already. So we're in business water-wise. There's already some drip going through here. It was just a black line with single gallon emitter. So that tells you how long ago we did this, Eric, because we used to only put the emitters in and never use the brown even distribution tube. So I'm gonna go in, clip off some of the black, put my new drip in, run it straight across the back, and there's already one in front of it. So these plants are gonna be perfectly set up to get settled in for winter.
I have a thought about our next project with this area and moving some of these red rovers, moving this one red rover over to the left there, and then putting the dog hobble right here in the center.
Ooh.
It's gonna make all my dreams come true for this spot. I cut back that peony. I think we're gonna replace that peony with a dog hobble from the top of the pondless waterfall. So imagine that cage kind of gives you that visual of the space that the dog hobble is going to take up, because I think it does need that. And then once that Lamium comes out next spring, it'll fill in all that space underneath. But I think it has come together really nice.
I love it.
The drip is all set up. We'll water everything in really good today before we go inside. Next is transplanting that Vintage Lipstick Echinacea from that container. I think I found the perfect spot for it on the berm. So I want to see what you think of that spot, Christopher. So I'm thinking, Christopher, that we take these 3 Echinacea and they just go right here. Bing, bing, bing.
Oh, I like that.
Underneath this grass. I think it'll be sweet for this late season interest. And this is just this one little spot that I think we'll need a little color. What do you think?
I think that's a perfect spot for it.
Maybe a hedge?
Yeah, I think hedge style, it'll look good under the grass, and it'll also give color after the serendipity alliums start to fade.
Yes. As Christopher's getting that settled, I'll show you a little update on our recently planted hydrangeas and roses. Those roses have bounced back so nicely from being in the container.
This one, is this the one that you said was, it was a week late? Or was
The
this
2
one?
front ones were both a week late.
Okay, because this one you can tell didn't suffer, but these have really rebounded so nicely.
Very nicely. But I think that those pink, vintage pink, is that what it is?
It's Vintage Lipstick
Echinacea.
Echinacea.
Yeah, just a nice little hedge of them there.
Yeah, this is alive. It's, just looks terrible.
Is it?
It is, I promise. Oh my gosh, it's so dry. It won't be for long. There's going to be a drip project here soon enough. I know these get about 18 to 24 high, so I'm giving them a little breathing room, but I think they're going to do very well here.
Boy, this early fall sun is heating us up.
Isn't it crazy? I mean, this soil is so dry.
That's too bad.
Just like that. I realized way too late in the season that when we had our sprinklers adjusted, the berm always has had a little bit of overspray from our lawn sprinklers. So even in times of drought, we probably didn't even realize they had supplemental water. Gorgeous.
Nice.
Goes right along with this curve, and then you may wonder why I have chicken wire with me. Echinacea is something we've never succeeded with because it gets eaten so quickly. So I am simply going to make loops with this black chicken wire right over them, and that's all it's going to take to keep bunnies away.
Gorgeous.
Yes, it looks so elegant and lovely, but trust me, you won't even notice it next season. And I just bend the ends over. I used to try and zip tie it all together, but
Yeah, you definitely don't have to do that.
you do it, yeah.
We also used to like landscape stable them into the ground, but we found just setting them over it works just fine. And we have our trusty little hose reel right there, our hose link. We can just water these in quick. Zip, zip.
Beautiful. Go to it.
Let's get these soaked in. We're supposed to get a little bit of rain this week.
We are. There's going to be a transition to actual seasonable weather in a couple days. We're going to drop from 80s and 50s at night to 60s and 40s and some 30s at night, which is much more like what we're supposed to be having right now.
Look at that view. All right. Next, Christopher, what are we doing? Getting that Catalpa?
Next, we're going to get that Catalpa out. None of those annuals in that container are savable, so those are going to get tossed.
Where do you think? I have an idea for where the Catalpa can go. Do you have any thoughts on where the Catalpa can go?
I had several thoughts on where the Catalpa could go. At first, I actually had a surprise idea that I hadn't even mentioned. I thought about the Catalpa right here.
Really?
Because there's going to be some hydrangea action here, and we have this gorgeous rose. So I thought the Catalpa would look really beautiful right there, especially with those foxgloves coming up through it as they reseed themselves. But if the Catalpa, what do you think about that?
I can't even fathom there being space for the Catalpa there. Where would it even be?
So we have this lovable, and then surprise, there's going to be some more lovables. So we'll have 1, 2, and then there's going to be kind of a block right here empty. So the Catalpa would go basically where this flower is right there, and then fill up this area here.
But then where would the foxgloves be?
In and throughout it. Because remember, the Catalpa, it has that kind of funny habit.
Oh.
So I think the foxglove, well, plus, the foxgloves look so good, and then they kind of get all yucky. So they'd come up through the Catalpa, bloom, and then Catalpa would take over in the space. He's not convinced. Let's see your idea.
I don't see that. I was thinking where this purple fountain grass is, because purple fountain grass is an annual for us. I really do like this texture and color here, but we just planted our swan song, so we were getting the color, but the Catalpa here, so that as you're sitting on the bench, you get to smell it and enjoy it.
Okay, may I do a little devil's advocate? The tiniest bit. We have pink mint clematis, Gertrude Jekyll rose. So, and actually this is starting to pull this trellis over. How fun. So I wonder if this spot right here would just become kind of, well, you know what? If this started growing up, the Chitalpa, that might look cute.
I don't think the Chitalpa's gonna get that big for us.
What did it get about that big?
Yeah. But we also learned that we have to Chelsea chop it to get more flowers.
That's true. All right, so it probably won't get taller than this purple fountain grass.
Yeah, I don't think it will. I think it'll die to the ground, honestly.
True. And I'm thinking that we do need to put another rung on this so the pink mint can extend more.
I love it tumbling.
I know, but we also have a giant rose that can get 10 feet tall on it. So I think it's the right spot for the Chitalpa. And then it'll fill this space in nicely with some bright green.
That purple fountain grass is so gorgeous, though.
Is there a third location? Is there a Goldilocks location that doesn't, because I mean, this can live in the garden for quite a while before it needs to go.
Well, we can also just put it back in the container where the Chitalpa is coming from.
Right.
Well, there's other purple fountain grasses.
Good thinking. Where else could we go?
That purple fountain grass is a placeholder.
Right.
This purple fountain grass back here is also just a filler until those Sgt. Peppers get bigger.
Yeah, but I love that. I would put that grass back there again in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
We
We have these annuals here. These rockin' blue suede shoes that we could pull and put it there.
behind the Mary. Actually, this could be nice for a height difference because we have Mary Rose and a Thalictrum, and obviously well, here's the Thalictrum, still there. We have some Verbena. The Rose will do much better, but maybe that'll give us a little more of an interesting airy quality with all the phlox behind it too. So almost where where that one is. Could that be the spot?
We'd have to pull it to kind of investigate. So that's a thought.
That's a thought.
It could also go on the berm in that spot, an open spot right there. We could just pop it right in the ground somewhere.
Could it go where we had the celosia and come up behind the hydrangeas?
I think we moved stuff, didn't we? You mean in this little spot right here?
Yeah,
Yes, I guess it could.
could go there just for a different leaf texture.
Yeah, and the panicles leaf out later in the season.
Yeah, so it would also, again, work with us on our adding color to the berm, and it would give us color before those bloomed. It'd give us color probably before the Blue Chiffon Rose of Sharon bloomed.
Oh, and that grass will come out later too. So there is room for it there.
I feel like that might be the solution.
Yeah, maybe we should put it there. And it'll be a nice texture there.
See,
I'm sold.
it was a Goldilocks kind of thing. We have to throw around ideas till we find the right one.
Yeah.
I wonder how hard this is going to be to take out,
I
though.
have no idea.
Got to find out.
Well, let's do it.
Okay.
Now, this Chitalpa did not perform well for us as a centerpiece because it just didn't flower enough.
Right.
So,
And we know that if we had Chelsea chopped it, cut it back once it had started growing, it would have branched more. But even then, I don't know if this is the right plant to be a centerpiece in a container just because of its flower habit. Much more of a landscape shrub.
this is really transformed, this Plum Danny Alternanthera.
Such a gorgeous plant.
Goodbye. Now, the El Nino Chitalpa is hardy down to zone 6. We are a zone 6. So a borderline hardiness plant is not ideally something you want to transplant in the fall, but it's now or never. And you know us, we're pretty fearless.
I agree. It's, being fearless is very important, but also just the fact that this probably has a better chance in the ground than it has for us in the container.
I'm really interested in what these roots are going to look like.
Oh, jeez. The plum dandy roots are
enormous.
They're a rootin' tootin' roots.
I'm hopeful we're along the same lines as the Pung Kil. I'm doubtful we will be along the same lines as the Pung Kil.
Is it much more rooted in than the other was?
Or I have no idea.
Or are those just a ton of annuals roots?
I don't know yet. There's an acorn in here. What are these squirrels doing? God, no wonder everybody wanted to see us remove this from the container.
Right.
Wanted to see us suffer.
Because we honestly were thinking about doing this off camera and just getting it done quick, but I don't know. Schadenfreude, watching other people struggle.
It's maybe one of the hardest things we've had to remove.
My gosh. See? Oh my gosh.
Okay, we're getting closer.
We're getting real close.
Ready?
Yep.
1,
2.
2, 3. Oh, wow.
That's what's coming up. Look at these.
Wow. Okay, that makes more sense.
So if you lift in this direction, I'll get the last ones of those.
Oh my God, I'm getting exhausted.
You know, the fact that this might not make it through the winter. Gosh. This was out of the bottom.
Hang on, I just need a breather.
Okay, that should be it then. Maybe?
Nope.
Oh my gosh. Where is it?
Okay, there we go.
Oh my God. It was wrapped around the base.
Holy smokes.
What do we do? Do we cut that off?
We just shove it in the hole.
That's what we'll do. Let's get the power planter and we'll make a real big hole.
Okay. All right, Chatalpa. Good luck.
Yep.
Is that what you're thinking?
That's exactly what I'm thinking.
I'll just kind of shove these roots down in there. They can find their way.
I think it looks good. Obviously from this angle, it's not much to see, but I think we just let it do its thing.
All right.
Push out from it.
Soak it in.
Yeah, this is good.
And we didn't have to pull a pretty purple fountain grass.
See, I'm into the purple fountain grass because that also, frankly, will look really good almost through the winter. Like it's a nice little winter interest moment.
Yes.
Okay.
That's for sure.
What else do we got, Eric?
I don't think we have anything else, do we?
That was it. You know what? The last thing that we were planning on doing today was just clean out some of the other containers.
Oh yeah, let's pull the rest of the annuals off the terrace so it all looks...
It'll all look good.
tidy.
I brought the blower out because, ooh, there's a lot of dirt all over the terrace right now, and then we'll be good to go for today.
I do kind of like the cleanup because then you're like, oh, okay, fresh, done, clean. Right?
Right? If pulling annuals is wrong, I don't want to be right.
So I think for this, we should just break the annuals off at the surface because we don't want to disturb the roots so much of these.
All right, and then those roots will kind of mulch a little bit too. I think that's a really good plan.
Hard to believe this is all cleaned out.
It's wild. We have a couple little things left to do. We're gonna bring our mangaves downstairs. They're going under grow lights for about 16 hours a day. Nothing special is gonna happen with them. We have that lavender lady. We also have the night owl going downstairs. Whew.
Big projects today.
Big projects today. If you wanna see what it looked like when we were transforming that berm area and putting those roses and hydrangeas in, that video is right here on the screen.
Thank you for joining us today. I'm Eric.
And I'm Christopher.
And we're Grow For Me Gardening.
Thanks for growing with us.